Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another video. In this episode, we'll be talking about 5G stocks that you should be looking into. Stick around till the end because I'll give you two alternatives to buying some of these 5G stocks. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Romel, and on this channel we talk about all things related to finance, investing, and building wealth. We discuss mindsets, strategies, techniques, and resources to help you start in your journey to build wealth. Whether you're a seasoned investor or new to investing, this is one video you'll want to watch. These 5G stocks are things that you should start to look into. This video is not meant to be an in-depth analysis of these 5G stocks. I'm showing you an overview of what 5G is and some of the sectors that are getting affected. However, to give you the most value in the shortest amount of time, I'll be listing the companies as well as giving you some information that I think you'll be interested in. To start, we should probably understand what 5G is. 5G is the fifth generation of the mobile network that improves upon network capacity, speed, and response time in which we receive data. This is great because what this means is that with 5G, the faster speeds and lower latency means that we'll be able to get information in almost real time. In part 2 of 5G stocks, I'll discuss some of the industries that could be affected with the new technology and new faster speeds. Let's discuss some of the previous generations. 1G was around in the 1980s, and with 1G you were able to transmit voice. In the 1990s, they developed 2G, which enabled the delivery of digital voice. Fast forward to the 2000s, 3G was introduced. This allowed speeds of up to 3.1 megabytes per second. In 2010, 4G was introduced. This allowed greater speeds of up to 50 megabytes per second. Most of this country is still currently in 4G or some version of 4G LTE. And now for 5G. 5G allows for transfer speeds of up to 1000 megabytes or 1 gigabyte per second. Obviously, these speeds will vary depending on your location and your cell tower availability. Now that we know what 5G is, let's discuss some of the sectors that make 5G implementation possible. The first sector we'll be discussing is semiconductors and chipsets. To enable 5G implementation, you need to start with the internals. You need to start developing semiconductors and chipsets that allow for faster transfer, write, and read speeds. The second sector we'll be talking about is wireless carriers. To be able to implement 5G, you need to take the signal and be able to broadcast it to your customers. This is what wireless carriers will be part of. Equipment and infrastructure. 5G signal runs through fiber optic cable. This, along with some of the equipment needed to enable 5G, is what this sector discusses. The last sector we'll be talking about in this video is real estate. To implement 5G, you need to start rolling out cell towers throughout the country. Real estate is the sector that discusses just this. The first sector is semiconductors and chipsets. Like I mentioned, this is not an in-depth analysis. These are just stocks that you should look into that relate to these sectors. As you can see, I have 8 stocks listed here. Some of these companies you may know, such as Qualcomm and Nvidia. Others you may not know about if you haven't looked into 5G technologies. One piece of information that I'll list throughout the video is whether or not the stocks issue dividends. The second sector is wireless carriers. In the US, the top 3 wireless carriers are T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. Equipment and infrastructure. These companies are behind the scenes to help make 5G happen. If you're not looking into 5G, you may not know these things even exist. Some of these companies are responsible for the fiber optic cable that's necessary to make 5G happen. Real estate. Like mentioned earlier in the video, cell towers are needed to make 5G implementation a reality. These are some of the companies that are leading the charge in cell tower installations. And the last thing I'll show you regarding 5G stocks is ETFs. Like you know, ETFs are a great way to diversify yourself in the market and shield yourself against market volatility. I took the added liberty of showing you guys the top 10 holdings for each of these ETFs. Coincidentally, some of the companies listed on here were discussed in this video as well, such as Nokia, which is one of the top holdings for FIVG ETF. These are some of the companies that are needed to make 5G happen. In my part 2, I'll be discussing some companies or industries that may get affected once 5G is a new reality. With faster transfer speeds and lower latency, a lot of industries will be changing the game in what they are able to produce. That's all I have for this video. As you can see, I wanted to make it short and sweet, and I wanted to give you guys the most value for your time. Although I didn't go into an in-depth analysis for each of these stocks, hopefully this gives you a great primer on 5G and some of the stocks and sectors that you should start looking into. If you have any 5G stock recommendations, leave them in the comments down below. I'd be interested to see what stocks you're bullish or bearish on. If you'd like to connect with me on other social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, I'll leave the links to my profiles in the description down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support really goes a long way in helping us grow this channel and produce quality content every week. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.